Good morning, everyone. I hope you're wonderful today. I am outside. I hope the street noise isn't too much. I'll check it out, hopefully. But we got something important. So important, I have a little bit of notes. And whatever, we're talking about baby formula. And the only reason I'm reporting on it, because I haven't really heard much, because this is far out of my wheelhouse. I'm not doing the kid thing yet. I got to lay my foundation and make sure it's solid before I build up top that with my family. So this is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but you know what? This is all part of it. We're talking about food shortages happening all over the world, and I think the generation's probably the next generation is probably the most important one. It's usually how that goes. So there's a baby formula shortage going on. Most of you that are parents probably maybe already know this, but this kind of adds in with everything else going on. Now let's just get right into it. They are citing a few different things for what's causing this shortage. One, of course, the woohoo bat flu. Everybody can blame that. Supply chain issues there. Okay. Still hasn't caught up yet. Also, in February, there's a massive recall by Similac, and you can check that out at similacrecall.com. They got more info on that. I guess what happened at a Sturgis, Michigan plant, Abbott Labs, the FDA shut it down due to the discovery of bacterial growth in 3 different formulas: Alimentum, Silimac, and what was it? Alimentum and Silimac, and Enfamil is also having supply chain difficulty issues. Most states say that their stock is down 30 to 50%. Means they got a third to half of this stuff available. I'm scared for you if you got a young baby and you need this stuff. This just goes right along with everything, you know. But this is more important than being stocked with toilet paper. You can always use this if you don't have toilet paper in an emergency or a squirt hose or something. You can't really feed your baby your hand, though, you know. And they're innocent. That's where the line is totally drawn. I'm gonna, dang it. Get prepared, okay? So, Similac, Alimentum are being recalled. Stock's down 30 to 50%. Plants are shut down. It's hard to get it, just like a lot of other things, but we're dealing with babies. This is a lot more important, okay? Also, you know, what are some things parents can do to it? I guess this generics are available. I've been hearing that the generics are very available. They have them. They're just tricky to get. Now, if your child doesn't have any allergies or any special needs, this is what to do. Go stock up on these, okay, when you find it. But if you find it in a store, don't empty the shelf, because you know there's other mothers just like you that need this stuff, okay? This is something you should have stocked before. You don't want to be a hoarder now and take food out of another baby's mouth, okay? But look for the generics. Look for the generics. They all go through the same FDA stuff. We got to jump through all the same hoops or whatever. As long as your child doesn't have an allergy, they say they're just the same, and that works. Pardon me. If your child does have an allergy, that's a little trickier. You got to be on this twice as hard. You know, and if you're an adult or you have an older kid or something and this baby formula shortage isn't about you or whatever, use it to think of other things. You know, what do you thrive off, survive off, and what would you do if it was gone? You know, these are things people aren't thinking about. These moms are caught with their pants down, and they can't feed their kids. So that's inhuman, you know? Like, one job as a parent: protect and feed your child. Okay, so regardless of the narrative, this kind of thing, you can't, when you have others relying on you, you can't get in the pissing match. You can't play, you know, the games of, oh, they're lying. You have to go to everything. You're not a court of law. You can't judge everything innocent until proven guilty. You're a parent. You have a hard job and a hard responsibility. Everything needs to be guilty until you, not me, not Tucker, any other talking head, chucklehead on TV or whoever. I don't care. It's not our fault. It's not Similac's fault. It's not the FDA fault. It's not anybody else's fault but you. You know, every time you do something, that's why the three fingers are pointing back at you. You know, you can only blame one person. It's not your kid's fault. And they darn sure shouldn't have to be punished. You know, if you want to blame Trump or blame Brandon or blame whoever else, it's not their fault. I mean, things are caused by them, but you at the end user, you always have the end say and choice in what happens in your life. Okay? No one else. It's ultimately up to you. Everyone else gives you the cards. They're the dealers. The whole world is dealing you out the deck. Okay? You got to do what you can do with those cards. So get out there and get some baby formula if you need this stuff. Look for some alternatives. I'll put some links in the description below. Yeah, I'll do that. But, you know, this is pretty serious. And the only reason, like I said, I don't have babies, I don't have kids, I'm building that foundation just for a strong house. But I don't know where the heck I was going. Concussions are fun. The whole point is get prepared. Get prepared. This stuff is happening. You're probably over it. You know, me and 100 other people on YouTube have been screaming this now for some of us 6 months, others 3 months, but in the last month it's just been food shortage. So you got to think about the whole complete picture. Think about your babies, those that really can't fend for themselves. You have a much more incredible responsibility to someone like that. Also your pets. Don't forget about them. You know, don't forget about your pets. And here's the other thing. Even if you have the availability of this stuff, the whole goal is to get out of the rat race and not be living paycheck to paycheck. And the way you do that is by planning ahead. We all know inflation's happening. So if you need one of something, instead of getting one, if it lasts, get 2 or 3, you know? When you get a thing of toilet paper, get 2 or 3. When you get paper towels, get 2 or 3. Things that last. Keep them stocked up. It's been paying dividends for me in these last few months. You know, like I've told you before, I wasn't a prepper. I was Mr. Unprepared. But things are changing in the world. Whether you want to admit it or not isn't the point. You know, things are happening. So get prepared. Okay? I've gone a little further. Started ranting at you. But man, when I start hearing baby formula shortages and, you know, babies being affected, that's not good. And I want to make sure that parents understand that you're the only one, you know, ultimately that has any say, or, you know, the buck stops with you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If you're a parent, the buck stops with you. I mean, if you need to figure out how to Ace Ventura some food, you know what I'm talking about. Chewing it up and bleh. You know, you got to figure it. You got to figure it out. You know what I'm talking about. Name that movie. Opening scene, he bleh, right in the bird's mouth to feed it. There you go, little fella. Okay, so I haven't seen a whole lot about this baby formula food shortage, so I wanted to go ahead and report that. And that's it. Sandy C, Uncommon Sense. I'm out, guys. Peace.